Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself, and please take away only what resonates for you. Release the rest. Trust that your own intuition will separate what is meant for you and what is not, because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Now let's go ahead and set the intention to get Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, clear, helpful, insightful messages wherever they are at on their spiritual path currently. All right, there's really no timestamp to these messages. If you stumble upon it, there's probably something in here for you. So here we go. For Pisces, past, present, and future, what's going to help inform the reading? All right, so coming from a situation that really changed or transformed your life, you may have had heavy influence in the change in someone else's life. Moving into that, really strong water energy here. And Mars, force, this is like taking total accountability, taking the bull by the horns. This is being extremely action-oriented. For some of you, there's a lot of passion involved in a romantic relationship that is really taking a turn for the positive. Possibly with a Scorpio. I mean, that card is here, but you also have water, so it could be something with a fellow Cancerian or Pisces. Mars is the energy. Mars is the planet, the energy of action. It can be force, but not necessarily in a bad way. I don't get violent force, but just kind of setting your mind to something and actually taking action to achieve that goal. So you and your person may be, setting some sort of formal plan in place on how you want to build into the future. So this could be as simple as making more time to spend with each other, especially if you live, I don't know if it has to be at a distance, but something about travel is coming through here, which you're actually making the effort to go and see this person, if, to keep the sparks alive, to keep the, to fan the flame, to keep the embers warm and going. I feel like Sagittarius had a similar message there. But it is also the planet of passion. It's the planet of sex. Something about creative energy with water and Mars. I think there could be a connection where you feel very understood in terms of like the soulful connection. I wanted to use the word spirituality. Spirituality may play a strong role in your life. I mean, it probably does if you're watching a tarot reading, right? But it may also in your partner's life as well. I'm hearing something is being awokened, or there could be like a sexual awakening here for that. I don't know, for those Pisces that makes sense to them. If that's not you, that's happening on your partner's part. Yeah, it's like we're awakening passion in this. Something about a garnet stone. I feel like I read recently something about garnet is a stone that awakens passion and sexuality. So there might be something there. You may be actually wearing something that's like red, or again, something about maybe you purchased a stone or a ring or something that's garnet, or that might be symbolic of something else that I'm not really picking up on. But even the letter G, I'm not sure. Yeah, with Scorpio energy, it's almost like waking something from the dead. So this certainly can be something new-ish, I would say. It feels like you guys are probably already dating at this point, or at least in communication. But maybe communication dropped off, because I am sensing like rising from the dead. And what I mean by that is, yes, maybe some Scorpio energy here, but it's almost like a judgment, like going back to revisit something and putting energy in action that wasn't... Initiating, that's a good word with Mars, an action plan to get this to move forward in a loving capacity that wasn't necessarily in motion before. Maybe there were delays, maybe there were frustrations with work, maybe there were challenges financially, maybe you were the victim of a Mercury retrograde miscommunication, right? It's something like that. So let's see, what you're being asked to release. All right, so something to do with wounding or psychological wounding. I'm not sure if this is a story between the two of you. It more feels like someone had some baggage, or that's maybe not an appropriate way to phrase it, but somebody had some holdups, some hangups regarding their own healing path and their own healing journey. But it's interesting that we talked about some sort of commonality in this relationship has to do with soulful connection, but also a healing energy that you provide to one another. This feels like a big hug. It feels like this sounds cheesy. I don't really like how I'm phrasing this, but I'm sort of hearing love is a form of medicine or a form of nourishment that you guys both need. And so part of me is wanting to pump the brakes on this reading a little bit, because I don't like endorsing the fact that you're going to heal like someone else is going to do the healing work for you. I think at this point, we all know that's not true. Sometimes we can get lost in that, this person's going to rescue me, and once I'm in a relationship, everything will be good again. we know better than that, because ultimately that kind of stuff catches up with us. Here's what I do like about this, though. I think if both people are coming into this with sort of a unique perspective of holding space for one another to do their own healing work, there's no reason why you guys can't come together and support each other in those endeavors. But with that, this relationship may challenge either of you who may have codependency issues, or who are very Scorpio energy. It can be very suffocating. It can be very, I don't get bad messages from your person. Something that maybe is like a little bit controlling because they like you so much, they want to be around you all the time. This is a relationship that's going to require you guys to give each other space and to make, I don't mean to strip this of all romance, because that's there. You have water in the middle here. But there is something about this relationship has to have some sort of formula or format to keep you both honest. I think, and it might be work-life balance stuff. It could be that both of you, there's major movement in careers for at least one of you, if not both. And so with that, there needs to be an understanding from the get-go that you guys aren't going to be together, 24/7. There's breaks and there's little, I don't know if it's delays, but there's periods of separation, possibly because this person travels for a living. But I don't get the sense of wandering eyes, or I don't even get the sense that you're fearful about their loyalty, especially like Scorpio energy can be a very loyal sign, as can Pisces. I would say more so that fixed energy, though, coming through here. Yeah, it's almost like you guys are going about this in a different way. And it's different either because you've connected once before and it didn't quite take off and you're both wanting to, again, revisit it and stoke the fire, or you guys are approaching this relationship, which might be brand new. Maybe this hasn't even come in yet. You're approaching it in a different way. There's a different strategy to it now. There's new rules to the game. And I don't mean that in a vindictive, liar, cheater, thief, there's not strategy in terms of bad energy. There's an understanding that something about this relationship is a little bit more complicated. And so I think you guys are approaching with caution and care and I think there's a need for total and utter transparency here. And a little bit of wiggle room in terms of like understanding what either you're going through, what your person's going through. And to be honest, it's both. You guys both have a hang up about yourself that like, they're going to reject me because of this. And that's not a thing for the other person. They're very willing to embrace that little flaw or what you view as a flaw or a deal breaker. They don't see it as that at all. But I think they do understand that they can't fix that part of you. That's going to be your own journey. So they're going to run the marathon alongside you and support you. And, metaphorically, it's like, do you need water? Do you need a break? But they can't do the healing work for you. And if it's not healing work, again, it has to do with something like career related, where your job is more demanding now. Things are taking off. You have less hours to spend at home. And it's interesting. I'm not getting anything saying like workaholic, like you need to stop doing that. If anything, it's like, no, this is your path. This is your destiny. This is what you're building towards. So don't let the relationship distract you. Let it support you. Let it elevate you. And I think that's important. That's when when you're with a good person, is when, they don't add chaos to your life. It's the opposite. It's like when you come home at the end of the day, you're just so excited to kind of, collapse on the couch together and hang out, be present, but you can just sit together in silence. Like that's what it is. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be time for the fun and the games and, whatever it is you go and do and have fun. You can do that too. But there's restrictions and limitations on the time that you guys are able to spend together, at least initially. And for some of you, that's because it's at a distance. This might be a person you met in like a foreign land, Pisces. Again, like something about Sagittarius energy is coming through. Like it's not here, but I'm seeing 8 of Wands. Some of you are still healing from a relationship with an Aquarius that didn't necessarily go well. And so I think it's just saying, check in with yourself that you have done the healing work, that you're in a good place where you can offer, a fresh cup of love. You're not pouring from an empty cup. You're not still wounded and hurting and replaying past narratives. You're not holding this person accountable for things that your ex did to you. Like, I think you need to be really honest and really completely liberate yourself from some sort of past experience that at one point in time held you back. And what is Pisces going towards here? Yeah, some of you, your career, like big boss energy, girl boss, guy boss, however you want to say it, is going through a major shift and transformation, and the money flow is coming. I'm hearing the word influx, something in the pipeline. It's very close to you. It's like, you're very psychic, Pisces, like you can sense it. You can almost see it. You can almost taste it. It hasn't fully materialized yet, but it's like, you have a big payout coming, or you have, some of you, it may be like you're paying off a loan or something with a credit card, or like there's big money money exchanges back and forth, but I want to be clear, it's in a way that very much benefits you, Pisces. The first house, the body. Yeah, for some of you, again, there is like more pride and acceptance for who you are, and it's sort of like your body is your temple, treating yourself almost as like this. I'm hearing words like Mecca, Nirvana. It's like treating your body as your temple and not disrespecting it or criticizing yourself. Like when you look in the mirror, if the first thing you see is flaws, that's a problem. And don't get me wrong, I'm not shaming you or judging you. I think that's something a lot of people struggle with, but there is a shift in your perspective of, you know what, like I'm X amount years old and my body has been with me through every step of the way, and like that's kind of amazing. Like there's an appreciation and gratitude for your body. Some of you are actively doing like yoga or meditation and like doing body scans of like, you know, thanking your feet, thanking your knees, thanking your hips, thanking your shoulders, thanking, like there's something about expressing gratitude towards your body and the healing that it's had to go through as well too. Some of you may have had surgeries or bodily injuries or you know, internal, I'm hearing like medicine, but you may have gone through something that really knocked your maybe confidence, but I'm hearing like your scars are beautiful. Your scars are beautiful. So for some of you, it's physical. It's on your body. Others of you, it's like these emotional scars or these wounds that have been long held. You're able to release them, and instead of like, again, shaming your body or being like, why don't I look like this? Why does that do that? It's just, it's beautiful. It's like I hope some of you guys are on this page, but it's just like, damn, like my body is amazing. Like we've been through so much together. It's almost like you're treating it not external to you. Like I think there's an understanding it's very much connected to like mind, body, spirit. It's all working, but you're almost treating it like a best friend and being like, hey, like really good job on that. I know it's a weird message, but it feels very spiritual. It just, yeah, there's an appreciation of your body and being able to show it or be comfortable in front of somebody like naked. And for some of you, it's been a long time getting to that point. Yeah, there's something about looking at your scars in a different and more profound way and understanding that there's something about energy healing there. Others of you, again, there's some sort of like sexual awakening happening, possibly with a Cancerian, like 2 and 5, maybe you think of the Chariot. Pisces. I'm getting something about like experimental sex or sex in unusual places. Like it's being relayed to me in kind of a funny way, but it's like something about the Chariot, like it's on the road, like like sex in the car or whatever, or I don't know. It's a cute message. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shaming. I'm not judging, but there's something like you're mixing it up. You're spicing it up. You're absolutely mixing it up. And then, yeah, part of fortune. Yeah, fortune in all senses of the word. But the first thing I heard from that is like realizing just how fortunate you are. And it's not to say that you can't still want more or be striving for more. We always are going to be, right? But there's an understanding I don't necessarily need that because what I have is immediate, or what I need is immediately available to me. Like I'm good, I'm happy, I'm healthy, and I'm grateful for that. So anything else like is just, what is that expression? Like it's just not extra, but it's like, you know, cherry on the cake or whipped cream, cherry on the cake, whatever. You're welcoming new blessings and abundance, but psychologically, Pisces, you're in like a really good spot right now where it's like leading with gratitude and generosity, and that's being reflected and mirrored back to you, especially in some sort of strong partnership. I have to be honest, I'm getting very much romantic partnership for this. It's not to say you can't collaborate with someone financially, and, you know, absolutely go for it. But being able to leave psychological wounds behind or a very traumatic experience with a friend. I'm not really sure what that is exactly. Again, it may have forayed into like dating a friend and then it went sour. There's for some of you, there's a healing connection with a best friend that has really manifested in a positive way for you after a period of break and silence. Others of you, there's a natural detaching from energy that feels like it's holding you back or being surrounded by people who just aren't raising your vibe. If they're trying to drag you down with them, a lot of you are being very Uranus energy and just, it's like severing that off, you know, very, very quick and very swift. It's just like, I don't need that anymore. Something that psychologically was a burdensome to you. You're letting go of that. You're holding it back, or you're not letting them hold you back. Yeah, Scorpio energy is all over this. Aquarian energy is all over this. Again, Aries, Cancer. It could be a fellow Pisces you're dealing with. You have two cards of Aries. Some of you, you may be pursuing a career that is, I'm hearing the word athlete, athletic driven. Yeah, some of you are actually going to win some sort of like athletic competition. It might just be like community based. But yeah, there's something about getting your body in really fit shape, but it's not coming from a place of comparison or trying to live up to some sort of ideal standard. It's celebrating what your body can do, because for some of you, you were stuck in a bed for 2 years and like your body was just trying to survive. A lot of you, you're starting a new chapter, you're in a new place, your health is much better than it was. For some of you, there was like this is foraying into weird territory for me, so I am going to wrap it up. But something about a life-changing medical regimen or routine or some sort of innovation that happened medically that allowed you to chase your dreams or allowed you to live more, I don't want to say like a normal person, but do you understand what I mean? Like there was some sort of, yeah, a stroke of good luck, good fortune that got you back to a better place, and now it's like you're milking it for all it's worth. You're taking advantage of all that life has to offer, because why not? It's almost like this life is short. I got nothing but love and gratitude. Like I love it. I love your energy right now, Pisces. You've had really good readings the last month or so. So check those out if you haven't already. I'll try and link them at the end of the video. Look at you, double wheel of fortune and the 7 of swords. So yeah, I think there's a recognition too of where you were blocking your blessings, and also moving away from self-sabotage, whatever that means to you. For some of you, again, it's being super critical of your body, or your self-worth, or just this idea of like feeling awkward socially. Like when you go into a room, there's like this, like, why am I like this? I think some of you are starting to realize like, whatever has made you quote unquote awkward, and I'm not saying that's true, I think it's a belief you have about yourself. It's also your gift. It's because you're super sensitive that when you walk into a room, you're being bombarded by all these like tactiles, it's like all the 5 senses are engaged. It's like you're hearing things, you're touching things, you're seeing things, and it can be like emotionally overwhelming. Pisces I most associate with that idea of like the sponge. Like you absorb so much, it's like your body, your mind, they're just trying to keep up with all like the input of information. And so maybe you think you come off as awkward, but I don't know, you're showing up really powerful and confident and with strength. You're still showing up in a strong way. Great leadership skills, great power of influence. Some of you are social media influencers. And yeah, this is saying that shift and dynamic of why am I so awkward, that was like you holding yourself back. I don't think other people see you as that. And again, you're starting to be kind to yourself and be a little bit more compassionate and like, you know what, like I am kind of cool. This is unusual, but I'm literally seeing the idea of someone looking at themselves in a mirror and focusing on all the things they love. And the thing is like, it's all encompassing. You love the whole package now. There's a lot here to do with like, physical workouts, but also like stuff with sex and passion, and it's very fire driven. Feeling motivated, empowered, inspired, achieving energy, reaching and accomplishing your goals and celebrating yourself for it. Yeah, again, something about an athlete, competitive environment, sporting events, performance, or stage. Yeah, you're joining the competition, and you may be the dark horse, even to yourself. There's something about a blind spot. You don't realize that for a lot of you, I'm going to say it, Pisces, you smoke the competition. And for some of you, that has to do with your dating life. It's like you view yourself as like, very self-deprecating, like, oh, I'm just the girl next door, I'm just the boy next door, but like someone sees you as a smoke show. Like I'm letting you know with this Mars Scorpio energy, it's like you got the goods and people want it. Yeah, you smoke the competition. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm gonna call your video. Okay, so something about the winter months for those who are experiencing winter right now, up until your birthday, I'm hearing ish. There's going to be some strong connection, and then things start to thaw out and warm up. So some of you may still be in this getting comfortable in your skin, connecting with people, like leaning into sort of your routine that's helping to build up your self-esteem. The water starts to melt and there's flow again. So yeah, have faith. If this isn't happening to you already, something about March. There's a change, there's a turning of the tide. And then interesting, like March into April, something about the equinoxes, spring equinox is going to be, it's going to feature you highly in your own narrative, but also in the narratives of other people. A lot of people are going to be viewing you and seeing you in Aries season. which I know we're a bit away from that, but we're in February, so it's not that far away. Don't block your blessings, right? Don't do this thing like, oh, I can't wait till then. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You will, and it's going to be beautiful. It's like it's going to go by really fast. You're not going to recognize it with Mars energy. It's like you're already off to the races. You're sprinting. Some of you, there's going to be huge, I'm hearing body changes. I don't know if it's a makeover, and not necessarily in a superficial sense, but again, it's like putting so much love into your body, you're starting to see it physically change for the better. It's like healing the body with the mind. Some of you may be like Reiki practitioners or energy workers. Some of you are moving into a new home, or there's shifts or changes occurring in your home. There might just be a remodeling or a rehaul or a selling off of an extra property and accumulating more money. Some of you are buying an extra property overseas. Like you may be getting like a small little like cottage in, I don't know, Greece, or fill in the blank. I don't know. It's like you're buying a very small property. It's like a little retreat, a little getaway. Ooh, that sounds lovely, Pisces. That sounds absolutely lovely. I think you need to stop assuming the worst. That's what you're being asked to move away from, is again the narratives that you're holding on to, that I'm unlucky or things never work out for me. You're blocking your blessings by doing that, so you may as well lean into sort of like I'm hearing like unbeknownst optimism. It's like unfounded optimism. It's like the average person's like, why is Pisces so happy all the time? And because you got blessings coming to you. And then cinema. Yeah, some of you are going to work in the movie industry or entertainment industry. I said a similar thing to Gemini, especially with this Mars energy, this light energy, this transformative energy, just the idea of acting or putting on a mask and performing. There's something like an outer body experience, especially for my Pisces. That makes sense in so many levels. But being able to come in and out of roles, it's like Pisces, Gemini stuff. It's like the illusionist, the belief in fantasy and fiction. And some of you, it's like you're writing a book, you're writing a movie script, you're advising on a film set. There's something about the entertainment industry, the silver screen, participating in a film festival. If that's not literally you, like maybe you're not the person on stage acting or whatever, but you may be working in an industry that helps support the arts. And in a beautiful way, it's like, let's keep the illusion alive. Let's keep the magic alive. There's something very pleasing and enjoyable about what you're embarking upon here. I'm hearing audience member, and I'm not really sure what to do with that, but some of you will know. Nothing is yet set in stone, the mutable moon. Yeah, there's a lot changing and shifting here for the better, increases in fortune. And then don't let your past hold you back, South Node. Absolutely. That's what this is too. It's been a journey, hasn't it, Pisces? You've been through a lot. You have been through a lot. So honor it, acknowledge it, but understand that the past is the past and you are working towards the future now. So there's a lot that you don't need to bring with you. You need to unpack the bags a little bit. You got to declutter. You got to clear out the skeletons from the closet. You need to drop and release things that aren't projecting you forward. There is an endorsement coming to you, possibly on social media. Someone you connect with is like, hey, have you checked this person out? They're a great writer. They're a great photographer. Have you checked this little bakery out? They make amazing fill in the blanks. There's endorsement for you on social media, and it's driving more foot traffic to wherever you work or whatever you do, or like internet traffic, more clicks, more views, more, maybe you're a YouTuber, right? There's definitely something there. And then a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Yeah, for some of you, there's a spotlight being put on this water sign energy. So there could be creative collaborations with other water signs, particularly a Cancer who's a fellow artist or creative collaborator, someone that you talk with. I'm hearing the word podcast. So some of you may be choosing to pursue that. Again, it could be something romance. You could reaching like a high point in a relationship where you actually decide to like move in with your person or put a title on it. Make some sort of structure or plan or routine, because Venus is in Capricorn when I'm recording this. So when you put Venus in the sign of Capricorn, it's like we have to take this relationship seriously, right? Which makes it sound like void of romance, but it's not. Like Capricorn is a very serious sign. It's all about, being reliable. It's about responsibility. It's becoming, the master of something and exceeding well with something so that it has a lasting impact, a lasting effect. It's our legacy. It's like metaphorically, someone wants to build their legacy with you, Pisces, but we can't just approach it like half-assed or half-heartedly. It's like, are we in this? All right, well, like, let's do this. Like you may be making a major investment with your person to purchase a house, or do you understand what I mean? There's like a seriousness, like we have to really be in this together. It's funny as I'm saying seeing it. Like I'm literally seeing someone having a very like intense conversation with you about how much they love you. But that initial conversation is void of emotion. It's not that it's not there. It's that it's not showing it. They're coming at you with this very like, you know, pen to paper, like, okay, so how are we going to do this? And then you're like, I think you lighten this person up. You're dealing with someone who has like a strong Saturn or maybe a strong Earth in their chart. And like all you have to do is like smile at them or touch their hand or like nudge them a little bit. And it gets them to like crack a little bit. It gets them to break and show their smile, but they approach things very seriously. There's a lot there, but I'm going to leave you with that. Let's throw some zodiac signs on this. Anything that wants to come out in any capacity. People who might be showing up in Pisces life in the month of February, March, anything like that for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. All right, you have Sagittarius, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. What do I need to tell you? Please show me some love and hit the like button. I would appreciate that. I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a comment, a positive comment, or an emoji. That helps my reading gain a greater audience on YouTube. It helps my channel grow, and that's the point. That's what I'm trying to do. If you're not already subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I post my readings. I do a select amount of personal readings a month, so if you want to reach out to me via email, I can kind of get you on my calendar, or we can book a personal session, and the tarot reading's more catered specifically to your energies, your inquiries, your storylines. That's about it. Thanks for joining me today, Pisces. I'm the Intuitive Teacup. I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.